Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today we're just going to have a quick look at the Bodhi 5.0 release candidate. This is the first Bodhi based on Ubuntu 18.04. And let's go ahead and start out with their main website so we can learn a little bit about Bodhi. So this is a distro that it has the Moksha desktop, which is an extension of the Enlightenment 17, which I think Enlightenment is not being developed. So this team took off with Moksha to kind of keep that going, keep that expanse, which is kind of cool because it's actually a neat desktop. It's not very popular, of course. You can actually install this now on Debian and a few other things as well. You can follow this link here to get information about that. So pronounced Moksha. And basically it's a Windows manager that's an extension of Enlightenment. They have modules, they have themes. You can install it on Debian, Sabayon, and Arch are options. And so if you're looking for any information about that, this is the first release candidate, which is based on Ubuntu 18.04. So I'm not sure if it's going to have some of the common 18.04 issues in it or not. But it is, we are going to go ahead and have a look at the release candidate. So this was just released last week sometime. I just didn't get a chance to looking at it. They said that this is a system that they have not yet found any issues. Of course, if you are running this and you are finding any issues, please let the team know so they can fix that up. They do have a standard and a legacy. I'm not sure if that's 64 and 32. I'm not sure, and I'm not seeing any indication as to what those actually are. Okay, well, here's a wiki page, actually. So they do give us a wiki page. Okay, so standard is the platform for desktop workstation computers created in the last decade. Okay, so 64-bit and 32-bit, so that's what the difference is. So standard is 64, legacy is 32. Probably would have been better if they just said 64 and 32. You know, most people know what that means. Okay. They have not yet included the app pack release yet. It will be on the second release candidate if they need to, and it should be on that stable release. And if there are any questions or anything else, you can check out the subforum, subreddit, and a Discord channel as well. So these are just some screenshots of what this guy looks like. So let's go ahead and boot this machine on up and see what it looks like for us. Okay, so we are in the boot up mode. So I have already installed this. The installation, it's running on Ubuntu 18.04. Installation runs the same way it runs on any other Ubuntu derivative system. So we're not going to worry a whole ton about that. There you can kind of see how it boots up. And now we are on the desktop. Now, this is an interesting desktop because it has what I kind of consider what seems to be a wonderful blend between skeuomorphism on the icons and modern flat theming. Of course, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of the modern flat theming, but it is certainly the direction a lot of things are going. These guys are all put down here. It's been a while since I've run Enlightenment or the Moksha desktop, so I might stumble here a little bit. The major distinctive feature is a left click pulls up a menu on the desktop. Right click doesn't do much, but a left click will pull this up. We have here our full application panel here. Same thing that we have with our menu down here at the bottom. So we can go ahead and just have a quick look at our applications here. So we have a basic text editor. We have some preferences. We'll have a look at that. ePhoto. We have Midori is the web browser we have. Pulse Audio and System Tools. GDEB package installer, system updater, PCMan file manager, and Bodhi builder. So very, very minimal desktop. Anything else that you want, you will have the option to do that. You can boot off or log off reboot, shut down from the menu here as well. So let's go ahead and walk through some of these items here. So first, let's have a look at what the Bodhi builder is, because I don't remember that one. Okay, so that should not be an incorrect password. There it is. That looks better. Okay, so here's a complete backup complete system, including user data. Make a distributable copy to share with friends. Make a distributable copy of file system. Good if you want to add files to the CD. Distributable ISO only. Ooh. So this is actually remove temporary files. So this is pretty cool. Select boot menu picture. Okay. So it looks like kind of a like a distro builder. So that's actually a pretty cool thing. So here's your username, grub name, and there's your output. So that's actually pretty cool. That's a neat option. We have network configuration, elementary configuration in here. Now, one of the things with this is there's a lot of factors in here, and so there is making things bigger. So if you want to scale stuff up, let's go ahead and just scale it up a little bit there. Okay, so there's your sizing. Here is our theme. So we have a default. The dark, we have the green. Let's see how I actually apply these. Okay, so here's our various desktop icons, fonts, audio, profiles, scrolling, rendering, caches. All right. So you see that did make things a little bit bigger across the board. So that's actually a neat application there. That's just screen resolutions and such. So the major advantage of this is how quick it is to get to the menu. No matter where you're at, you have a menu here. So our system updater, we need to give it our password again. That should go ahead and look for system updates. Okay, so there's a select all. And the apply button is what I was looking for. Kind of see how it has a lot of interesting little effects to it. It's a pretty cool system. You can kind of see how the coloration works on the different windows. So it's go ahead and does its processing thing. Let's see what else might be in here. Okay, so we have our home, our desktop. We can reset everything here too. So if you do something you're like, I have no idea. All right, what do we got? Let's go ahead and keep the current. And settings. We have gadgets, modules, shelves. There's themes and there's wallpapers. Let's go ahead and have a look at our wallpaper options while that's still doing its upload thing. Looks like we might just have one in the system. So, okay, there's the theme wallpaper. Personal, system, and theme. So I'm guessing this wallpaper came with the theme, I guess. play around with the themes a little bit more. Okay, so there's our green desktop. And I think you can find some other themes out there as well. So you can see how much the themes change things around. I actually really like this theme better. I like the skeuomorphism on things. This is just, to me, the type of theme. I'm not sure I like the window decorations up top. You might be able to change some of those around. Not sure. All right. There's wallpapers, application themes. So if you want to change your application theme around, you can do that. It's slowly starting to come back to me now. This is there's a lot of settings, which is actually kind of cool. Not as easy to get lost in the settings as it is on KDE, although it's not quite as polished as KDE either, but it is still a very nice setting. I know it is possible to put your system icons on the desktop. I'm just not remembering how to do that off the top right now. Looks like it's still trying to process some updates there. I'm going to go ahead and just minimize that for a while. There's borders, there's transitions. All right. Desktop gadgets. This is one I'm going to have to check the documentation on how to do all this. All right. Modules here. Okay, so these are a variety of different modules. I believe we can run. Okay, so the bar, the box, let's load that one. So that gets you your some settings over there. Let's go ahead and unload that one. So you load it to get it on the bar, you unload it to get it off of the bar. Okay, system. So if you had a battery, you might want to turn that on. Here's a classic menu. Okay. Desktop icons. Okay, so that in theory should be turning on desktop icons and things there. I might have to log out and log back in to see those. If anybody knows of that, let me know in the system. All right. That's still on the same thing. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't cancel this, because I want to log out here and give this a try. I want to log out. We're going to log back in. So I still do not have desktop icons. So I clicked on the option there to have your have desktop icons turn on, and those did not actually show up for me. So either I'm not remembering where those are. I know that when I ran Enlightenment for a while, I did actually have those turned on. Just for whatever reason, they're just not showing up for me. Okay, load. All right, let's have a look at how we can install software. This might be the thing that's missing from this build is the App Center. They had indicated that it wasn't specifically in there. So we might just have to install things through the terminal for now. So that's not going to be indicative of the system once it's actually built. This is just because this is a pre-build. There's a package installer, but can I find a terminal? There's a fun question. There you go. Terminology. There we are. I have no idea if it's Synaptic or whatever else. I have not installed that from a terminal before. Yes, it is. We don't have a meta key access for the we don't have a meta key access for the start menu. I'm aware of that. Thank you. All right, so now we have Synaptic Package Manager installed. All right, now we want to go ahead and search for something. Let's look for Evolution, my favorite email client. Let's look for Firefox. And let's just go ahead and apply these ones for now. Okay, so those changes are applied. So we should now see, now let's just do it over here, Applications, Internet, we now have Firefox, and under Office, we now have Evolution. So that's good. Other thing to mention, this is not called a panel in this thing. What is usually our panel on this, they actually call this a shelf. So you can actually add more shelves here. Here's our shelves. Do settings. So you can do your positioning. You can do your size. Currently it's set the bottom. And our size, you can adjust your size like this. So if you want to adjust your panel size, you can do that. You can set it to be invisible. Default. There's an alternate which appears to be the same on this. Okay, so you can show the panel on all desktops or the specified desktops. We can auto hide the panel if you want. We looked at the size, stacking, below windows, above everything, below everything. So you can decide where all that is. You can also add an extra shelf. So we'll just call this top. And then with our top, we can give it a clock. So add the gadget. Add that gadget. Add that gadget. Maybe if you use the clipboard. All right. Okay, now we're going to change our settings, position, put it in the top. Apply up there to throw it in the top, and then get invisible. All right, so now we'll have a panel on the top, so you can have a little clock up there. You can have your any of your launchers. You can have your clipboard, your power button up here. So this is kind of the cool thing about this particular desktop. That's why I like it, is it has a lot of functionality. It's a very beautiful looking desktop. It is a little bit more advanced, so this is not going to be a distro for a new user to use. But overall, it's pretty cool. I might want to run this for a while. Just kind of get a nice desktop setup the way you like it. And with a desktop setup the way you like it, then just go ahead and build out your system the way you want. I can build this up pretty much the way that that I've traditionally liked my systems. So, you know, for example, I can come down here and I can do all the different types of things that that I might want to do with it. There's temperatures, batteries. I think tasks will give me my items there on the bottom. All right, so that is that's a little bit about Bodhi. Pretty nice system. I really like the look of it. It is a pretty. I did not see. Let's go ahead and have a look at our. See how much system usage it takes. Sudo apt install htop. We're just going to install htop on this. That way we can see how much memory it's running on. So we are right now running on 238 megabytes, even after all of that. So to have a system that's this advanced with that little memory, this is a neat system. Definitely worth having a look at if you are interested in maybe a little bit of a challenge. Like I said, it's not for the new Linux user necessarily, but it is certainly for somebody that wants a little bit of a challenge. And you're kind of interested in kind of seeing what this can do. So that's my thoughts about Bodhi. Let me know what you think about it in the description down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Switched to Linux. If you'd like to help support the channel, check out the links at the top. There is another video over here. You can check out our Patreon page down here. And you can check out shop.switchtolinux.com for information on a t-shirt like this or some other designs. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.